Is this a comparison?
No, it's more like a
evolution.
First time. Yeah, evolution.
Here we go.
五月天，
1997.
万岁！
Oh,
我感到
Jesus.
巨大的饥饿，虽然无聊，慢慢地成长我的灵魂。项链不能再轻过清澈，进到你心里越来越有见过的灵魂。就让我握你，握你，握你，直到天晴，别再等待，不曾降临的。
This is like your math teacher starts a band.
Yeah. I call it Friday night at the karaoke bar.
This is like Mr. Wong started a band and we should all go see it. I mean, at least he's tapping his foot on the right beats. It's even like that guy's first date too.
不能再等，不能再等，让热情变冷，就让我握你，握你，握你，直到天晴。就让我握你，握你，握你，直到天晴。就让我穿过你的外衣，然后你的内衣。
You know, as much as I'm poking fun at it, it is cohesive. They're sharing the same dance moves. This is clearly in a small club, so this is like the beginning of their career.
我握你，握你，握你，直到天晴。就让我刺穿你最深深深处的秘密。就让我握你，握你，握你，直到天晴。就让我穿过你的卫衣，然后你的内衣。就让我握你，握你，握你，直到天晴。别再等待不曾降临的真理。黎明之前，只要和你紧紧嬉戏。
Okay, so I've said before that I think you should be willing to bleed for your art, and this man literally might. I meant it like,
I don't think that's sustainable.
yeah, I meant it more like on a emotional level or something. But that's actually,
Painful, yeah.
yeah, that's not sustainable. Kind of sounds like Bono though, from U2. Jesus. Jay.
All right.
Is that what they end up sounding like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow.
let's get there.
You know, he was having a lot of fun.
Fun indeed.
I love that.
Absolutely fun. Yes. Because heaven forbid the audience also have an enjoyable experience.
Okay, that was the earliest I could find, actually, I think. Yeah, now 2001.
But also funny, they're in like collared shirts and like dress shoes.
I know, eh?
And their dance moves were chef's kiss.
掌声欢迎五月天。
What are they called?
五月天, it means Mayday.
Oh, cool.
It's actually a good name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
昨天的夜里，我梦到彩虹正在转到心头，有包厢上面刻着青春，打开了一面空空。第一次。
I feel like all the fun he was having is gone, but the still out of tune weirdness is still here.
记得什么时候有没有握他的手？第一次不需要想的太多，这感觉终究不会错。能不能不要说？
What does this remind me of? Misery.
Oh, yeah. What's that song?
Moffat. Is it the Moffats? No, it's Misery.
Very familiar.
Misery. You're too young. Don't pretend you know.
Hey, my brother's your age, though.
You don't know anything. Is what I feel when you're not around. Why can't you see?
Yeah, it's not the same, though. It's not like he copied it.
No!
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't
No,
think-
no, because this was newer. Maybe they stole it from them.
Oh.
They stole it from the dad
I don't
band.
think it's just a coincidence. They all sound pretty.
All right, all right.
其实我不是不懂，能不能就爱我，不要问我为什么。
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
18岁的第一口啤酒，我肩发射，拥挤的心就飞向那灿烂星空。
Do you think we need to watch this whole thing, or
You want to skip this here? Sure.
I don't know? Like I
Take a
think,
vote. Do we want to skip?
Up to you. I don't know.
I think I get the.
Oh, we got like
Sure.
we're only 25% in.
Let's
Yeah,
skip
I
then.
feel like I
All
get
right,
it.
Sure.
It's,
okay. All right. So that was
Okay. Humble beginnings.
humble beginning, like 2001. It's very different.
Hold on, the chorus is coming.
More mine, maybe.
So, this is.
Yeah, I know this song.
Oh fuck! I was on Canadian Idol with this guy. Sorry.
That just shows how old you are.
Off we go.
Okay. Here?
It's a bit loud. Let's.
2008.
Okay, the guitar playing has come along.
心在陌生的地方，镜头变成了刀枪，而也变成了真相。幸运的孩子爬上了天堂，全部代价都要品尝。单纯的孩子是。
I hear it. I hear it.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the processing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was just jamming to the guitar. I'm like.
Right. Yeah. So I guess that's just all pointing out, like it's edited,
It's very-
processed. Yeah.
Very obvious.
But the sound better.
You can hear he's also practiced playing with pitch correction.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I've never
That's
talked
very
about that.
interesting.
I've
Yeah.
never talked about
That's
that.
very interesting.
I've
Yeah.
never talked about that. Mhm.
He's more careful and not like.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you learn how pitch correction works, you can learn to either sing in such a way that exaggerates it so that you sound like Cher or Akon,
Yeah.
or you can learn to sing in a way that works with it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. To do it live and well, you need to avoid as much bends and
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Crisp
Everything needs to
as
be as
possible.
crispy
Yeah.
as possible.
No risky notes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
跟着游戏规则。
Also,
you can see the way he holds the note is so. Anyway, sorry.
no,
Yeah.
say that.
Oh no, it's just the way he holds the note. He's listening to the results in the pitch correction. He's like, oh, am I here? Oh, I'm here. I'm gonna hold it. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I would say that this singer, interestingly, they have a bit of a masky placement, which is not uncommon with newer singers, and like people that like, I wouldn't say that music like comes super naturally to this man. So sometimes when that is so, I bet you he is not necessarily a nasal singer. I bet you that might be something that he puts on when he sings, because I see this a lot when people think they're emulating certain things stylistically. Sometimes the result will be not what the intent was.
Yeah.
觉得成长，轰轰烈烈的排行，沸沸扬扬的颁奖，跟着节奏我唱迷惘。当人性变成市场，当市场变成战场，战争埋在多少悲伤，回响的理想，稀薄的希望。
Wow, that's
Yeah.
走着告诉我的刚强， 伟大很伟大，灰尘或辉煌，那是一线之隔，或是一线曙光。每个孤单天亮，我都一个人唱，默默地让这声。
I mean, it's a lot more pleasant to listen to for what it's worth. I mean, is it real? No. But am I relaxed now? Is my heart racing? No, I'm okay.
It sounds more natural in the chorus for some reason as well.
Perhaps the melody might be more, I don't know. Actually, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but the verse seemed to be more static, as in less deviation, and sometimes that's really hard. Singers actually take for granted how hard when you have to maintain either teetering back and forth from a couple notes or on one steady note. It's actually quite hard to remain steady there, so it's easy to see when it's not working, whereas this is more buoyant. There's a lot more movement and bigger intervals, so sometimes that is not easier, but easier. He's up there. Yeah. He's good. You know, compressing himself up there, yeah. I don't know if I'm like allowed to say this, but I actually think some of this is punched.
Could be.
For what it's worth. I only say that due to vowel shapes and the excitement on his face versus the excitement we're hearing in the tone.
Yeah, that moment did not match at all.
Yeah. Which for all it's worth, who cares? Yeah. But I can't help my damn self.
Yeah.
But say what I hear.
Yeah.
Another thing that happens during these shows is if they're playing to a click track, which they're all listening to the timing.
Yes.
They go on tour, they play 10 shows, and then they slice and
they grab what they
splice vocals and or anything, guitars, drums,
parts,
everything.
Parts, yeah. Yeah. Do you see? He's like the voice is like like it's compressed and energetic, and he's like
yeah.
Which is why the chorus sounds cleaner, actually, because it's punched. This too, actually. And the reason I know that, guys, is because as a singer, when you have grit and when there's a certain pointiness or aggressiveness in the tone, your body reacts a certain way. Like, you can't make this sound like, and I, with this phase.
Impossible.
It's impossible, and vice versa, and vice versa. You can't do like a bit, like sometimes I've seen the opposite where the singer's like, and the sound will be like, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. So that's all I'm reading it on. And again, I'm not like, ha, I'm showing you something, like I'm just telling you what it is. Actually, this guy has kind of a cool tone. Aside from all the ways that it took to get here, he has a tone that's not super common in male Chinese singers. It's reminding me of someone, and I can't put my finger on who.
In the West?
No. A Chinese singer. Yeah. Like tonally. I'm trying to think who it is with this like more pointy masculine tone. Someone. Songwriting came along as well, I should mention. You know who it is? It's the singer that I said reminded me of Rufus Wainwright. It doesn't matter. But this tone, do you know Rufus Wainwright, or are you too young for that too?
I'm not sure that one.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure I know that one.
Yeah. Rufus Wainwright. He would be famous, and you will recognize it if I play the right song. He rose to more mainstream fame because of this song. Which is from the movie Shrek. He did Hallelujah from Shrek. But do you hear the resemblance of that pointy tone?
Yeah.
And like, I don't even know if this I would say is masky, but it's just like resonating in a certain way.
It's like
say that however we're arriving at these vocals, he is more in control with the gritty dissonant stuff, whether it's live or not live or edited or not edited or whatever. It's more in the box, in the pocket.
默默地让这属于我心脚下，就算会有一天没人与我合唱，是守在我的心中，还有个尚未崩坏的地方。其实我们都一模一样，无名之中换了莫名渴望，一生的意思。
The mouse? It totally
yeah. Match.
I just love that someone else is saying it. That's not me. Phew. Simple, but coming along nicely. Nice. Sounds great.
只是在我的心中，自己为自己鼓掌。每个孤单天亮，我都一个人唱，默默地让这旋律我心脚下。会有一天，没人与我合唱，至少在我的心中，还有个尚未崩坏的地方。
So just saying, I can see what people like. Like, this is pleasant. Like, this is enjoyable. You don't like it?
What? I didn't say anything.
I know. A little yodel in there. Ooh.
I think so much. We're making progress. I find it interesting. He still experiments a lot with his
Grit.
Yeah, well, the grit. He loves the grit, and there's a couple moments in there where he pulled it off really well. But he's now integrating the softer, airier tone in his lines. But it's also listening to that song. I feel like his tone was not intentional. Like, I don't know. It was like changing a lot. Like, it was just
In this last one?
Yeah, this last one. Like, I wasn't sure where he wanted to be.
You know, that could be a result of punching.
I think it's a result of punching.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I think it's a result of punching because the place he started was not the place he ended. And I don't just mean like it got bigger and whatever. It literally changes.
It was a different mood at the beginning. And then we got more rocky and then more like ballady and it just...
Yeah.
That's something I could share with you guys too. When we're recording vocals for studio, for a commercial recording, it's even hard if you are the singer and you're recording, and it's even hard to take like a lunch break and come back because there's so many different subtle vowel shapes that if you try and punch a word or punch a line or, God, do a whole different verse, you can sound like you're a completely different person. Or at least it sounds
level.
like, yeah, your energy can be really different, but I've found myself where I'm doing like really wide vowels and then I go to punch it and I'm like, what the hell was I doing yesterday? I'm really tall vowels. So
That's another skill.
Yeah.
To punch in the same way.
It's hard, yeah.
Which year is this?
09.
Okay.
I was saying. Like, there's like 5 French horns on this. Like, it's so hilariously indulgent.
Oh, it's a very... They must be getting bigger at this point, right?
Oh, frick, they must be. 5 French horns, come on.
The cellos and...
7 maids of milking.
Yeah.
There's like everything. Vibrato. I don't think it's live necessarily or whatever, but there's vibrato somehow.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's live?
No.
Okay, it's not live.
I don't think so.
It's definitely not live.
I don't think
it's
so.
not live. But what a cool production. Full orchestra.
Beautiful.
That might be live. Nope. That's edited, but live maybe.
So edited though. Sounds like a robot.
I would still say his technique as a singer is clearly improving, regardless. Like,
a lot, yeah.
There's production, there's a lot going on, but he does have more stability. I'd say his tone is like finding a better placement in general. No, it's still like pretty masky, but I guess that's his jam.
Sorry, I think even the drums and the guitar and the nothing matches. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? I actually think this whole video is just out of sync.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
if the video's out of sync, that makes a lot of sense.
I think it is. That's what I noticed. It's the whole shebang.
Okay.
However, the editing is present.
Yeah.
The editing is present, but I also think the whole video is.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Huh?
Should we skip?
Sure.
Yeah, let's just skip this one.
Let's. Holy shit. So how did they capture hearts? Do you see like a big evolution or something?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I want you to tell me.
No, I'm asking you. I don't really. Like, I mean, it's better than the first video with the dad suits and the terrible shoes, but like it's pretty much what it was.
I think it's songwriting.
Songwriting's good, yeah. Songwriting got better.
Because there's a lot of hit songs.
Sure,
and he
yeah.
even had a duet with Jay Chou.
Well, again, this kind of goes back to a topic we've touched earlier today, not in this video, but that a great singer doesn't necessarily always make a great artist, and a great artist isn't always necessarily a great singer. So, you know, that.
Okay, yeah.
Although, unless people think he is a really great singer, then they're going to yell at me anyway. That's possible.
Or they can yell at me.
Yeah, yell at him.
Yeah.
No, don't yell at either of us. Yell at our guest.
Yeah, if he can find me.
It's all his fault. Honestly, songwriting is everything. Yeah. Songwriting, to some degree, especially in pop music, which this is pop music, it's rock, but it's under the popular umbrella. Yeah. To some degree, you can sub in different singers as long as like the production is good, if the songwriting is good. That's hooky.
Lips are not matching though.
I know, but like we've moved past that. I mean, I do think the guy has become a better singer. It's pretty clear.
I find it interesting that he's abandoned a lot of the grit that he had.
Oh yeah, it's really cleaned up boy band.
He started so rough
and rocky and gritty,
just gritty, and he's just like
clean.
Just like try to not do that distortion, you know.
I'm assuming that's kind of the direction it all needed to go to be more commercial and more mainstream.
Yeah.
他们的歌声是一代人的回忆，他们也有一首歌，叫做《干杯》。而且同时这首歌也是我们哔哩哔哩10周年纪念影片的主题曲。今晚他们会将这首歌献给大家，献给所有热爱青春的人，献给曾经与我们相互陪伴的人。下面有请五月天。
Actually, it's like a live stream with like comments flying over.
I see. What are they saying? Like, I'm excited?
Yeah, cheering for him, cheering for the band.
That was live. This is like Backstreet Boys, though.
Did you want to say something?
You know why it's live? Because I'm hearing the
audience.
The audience. They want the audience in the mix.
Yeah.
You can't edit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
But that doesn't really define it, because you can have an audience mic, like a room mic, really easily. I think they actually had a room mic in an earlier recording that was clearly edited.
It's just like, I mean, it depends on the acoustics of the place, but generally there's, you know, the reverb, that notes that are still trailing in space.
Yeah.
You can't really edit that out.
I think you can.
Nowadays you can.
You can.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Now you can.
But I just thought that the reason I said what I said is because it sounded human, and like there was like deviating pitch and like humanness to it. Yeah. That's live. Like they're just doing their thing.
Yeah.
Where are they coming from? Are they like spinning in or something? Like I don't know where they are.
I don't know where they are.
Oh yeah, I think they rotatoed in.
Oh yeah.
He's rapping? With like almost a vocoder on it? Oh, just someone singing the octave low.
That's him. That's him. He's doing the low part.
Then who's doing the lead?
I think there might be like an octave layering or something.
Someone's layering.
There's another layer of vocal in there.
There's more than.
The higher vocal is recorded. It's pre-recorded. Yeah.
So, but why would he sing the low one
It's easy.
live? I don't know. Like it's almost too low for him. I think it's a.
Stacks of vocal in there.
There's tons. Which is fine. By the way.
Yeah.
It's common. It's fine. No, it is.
Not that common.
Yeah, it is.
Vocal stacks?
Yeah.
Live?
No, I mean, I know.
I just mean like it'd be the equivalent of a track having a bunch of back vocals in it.
Not when you can't even recognize which one is his.
Yeah. See, okay, yeah, so that's what I agree on actually. That normally you have those a little bit more hidden, you know, more subtle.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You can't even tell which part he's doing.
Yeah,
I don't even know which one he's doing.
You can't even tell.
But are people going to be mad at us?
Let them.
No. Well,
Mad at me.
be nice to Kai. But I'm just saying, like, I'm.
I just want to be honest. Like, we just want to be honest.
Do we?
When we review, yes.
Well, but I think though what we also have to keep in mind is that technology, some of us are grouchy about it. However, today it is so common that as long as, to some degree, I'm not saying this is my opinion, but there is an opinion that would say, as long as the audience is having an enjoyable experience and it sounds good, you've kind of checked a lot of boxes. I'm serious.
No, I think this band is all about the show.
The show.
It's the show. It's not his performance. It's not the guitarist's performance. It's the show. How is the show?
It's the band or the vibe or the brand
and
or
the
whatever.
Songwriting.
And the songwriting.
Yeah,
Actually, I'd say the songwriting, that's what I'd say. The songwriting is the top of the tier.
Yeah.
If you like these songs, then you like this band.
Yes.
会不会有一天，时间真的能倒退，摧毁你的、我的、回不去的、悠悠的岁月？也许会有一天，世界真的有终点，也要和你举起回忆亮的天，和你再干一杯。
Honestly, I swear music is like a funny social experiment. Like it's just so funny what we can get people hooked on. We all of us, creators. Everybody behind the scenes, like there are formulas, there are certain things that often work or always work. There are things that rarely work. There's like different little magical strings that we can pull, but like watching this from, especially because I'm not from China, it's an even more removed perspective than just somebody in the industry. I'm in the industry and I'm removed from the culture and from society. So it's very like, I wonder how they got, I wonder how we got here. Not because it's so bad, but because there's so many bands that are like,
Good.
really, really, really strong.
I mean, we started the day with One OK Rock, and
it was really, really good. Like I know, as soon as we started watching this, I was like, "What do we? I don't understand like how we landed here." But, and it's not to say that you shouldn't like this. I see, you know, these are cohesive songs with hooks and whatever.
Very catchy
songs, yeah.
Very also traditional like Chinese pop progressions. Like this is such a karaoke progression, you know. If you love those types of ballads, this is classic. And I find it interesting because they started so experimental, and now they're just doing. They're almost just like, hey, no, this is a really catchy sound, and we can make a great song with this formula.
But this gets into like the funny place in the industry where it's kind of, it can turn into the relationships you have, and like as a musician, your journey of like who you're networking with and what rooms you end up in. Like there are bands with like super, super, super talented people who just didn't end up in that room or didn't interact with that person, and then life just goes the way it goes, and then here we are. Which isn't to say that these guys are bad or don't deserve it. It's just like, it's just funny. It's just funny who ends up where. That's all.
The journey's part of the whole thing.
Totally, totally. That there will always be less talented artists who make it and really, really, really talented artists who just don't. And that actually is such a funny thing to observe from inside the industry, because we all know that, like we know that deeply, but the general public doesn't get that. So the general public, if they see a very, very talented artist, but that artist isn't famous, they're like, well, you know, they're not that good and I guess they need to train more or whatever. And vice versa. When we see an extremely successful artist, we will argue they are a very good singer. They are a very good writer. They are a very talented artist. When objectively, sometimes it's not always that way, but public perception, when there's fame involved or lack of fame involved, public perception, you know, I remember playing a show at a very beautiful theater, opening for a larger act, and I remember that it was near to the beginning of my career, and it was such a beautiful room, like with amazing acoustics, and I was like singing and playing, but it was while people were entering and they were like reading their little pamphlets and playing, you know, doing whatever. And I remember hearing my voice though in this, one of the first times I played in like a beautiful theater, and hearing my voice like echoing and resonating in this theater, and I was like, oh my God, this sounds like, I've never heard my voice sound this like clear and crisp and nice. I'm like, this sounds so good. But I looked out at the audience and nobody told them I was good. You know, my name's not in lights. Nobody knows my name. So they have really no reason to invest in what I'm doing. And I'm not saying that people are dumb. I mean, It's just that's literally how media works. That's literally how it works. So if somebody would have come out and said, this is a new up-and-coming singer from England and she's selling a bazillion records and you're so lucky to hear her tonight, you know, people would have been like, oh, we're hearing this up-and-coming, okay, what is this? But the framing is, well, there's this singer singing while we're taking our seats, getting ready for the larger act. So they treat you as such. So we don't always hear with our ears. We hear with our eyes, we hear with our brains, we hear with our hearts, we hear with our assumptions. So I'm kind of getting off topic because I'm not saying that this band is so bad that they've tricked people or something. I'm just saying there's so many factors into what ultimately equates as success or failure, perceived failure, or the levels at which you achieve in a creative field such as music. There's many more factors other than skill or talent. There's so many things.
Let's
see something else. Let's hear this. Songwriting. One note on his own.
Billy, come back!
Well, that was interesting.
Wow. That's cool.
It was something, yeah. Well, people love what they love. Tips from a pop voice coach. Do you want to work on your accuracy? Try this scoop exercise. We're going to bend the pitch from one note to another. We're going to say, yeah, 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 yeah. Big breath. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, if you're saying, God, that's hard, you're probably doing it right. So between each pitch, there are a million little micro pitches if you're bending it properly. So go slow and make sure you're bending it, not just saying, yeah, yeah.